G'day, it's Craig and look what I've got here. This is a dual battery system that I'm going to show you how to create, and I'm going to put it into our D-Max. Starts off with the brand new KickAss 105 amp hour UltraSlim lithium battery. Then we've got our control hub with our DCDC on it, so it's going to be charging from our vehicle, from our solar panels. We've got all our switches that we can run our water pumps, lighting, you name it, all fused, ready to rock and roll. We've got our inverter so we can run our coffee machine or other 240 volt appliances when you're camping. We've got our mini power box I've put on here. It just helps extend some of the inputs and the outputs and all the USBs to plug in all my modern devices. I've got the remote display screen here so I can see what's going on inside the battery. And last but not least, I've got our KickAss 22 amp charger that when we're home, I can plug it straight in the power point and look after the battery. So let's get started and I'll show you how I did it all. You ripper. So for my backing board, you might want to know what I've done. I've just grabbed a piece of ply from the hardware shop and some marine carpet, and all I've done is I've put it over my ply, and all I've done is push it over the edge, and then I've just stapled it around the back. I mean, there's a million ways to do it. You can glue it, but that's all I've done. Just got some nice marine carpet, nice piece of plywood, and that's how I've made my backing board to get everything ready to rock and roll. Okay, so first up, I've just laid everything out, laid my cables out, everything's going to reach. I'm going to start off with the control hub first off, so I'm going to work my way back from here. Now with the control hub, what we want to do is permanently wire it to the UltraSlim battery. Now on our website, we do have these available. So these are actually inverter cables. I'm going to use two of these in this install, one for the inverter and one I'm actually going to use to permanently hook up to the UltraSlim battery. Okay, so firstly, what we'll do is in your small parts kit for your control hub, we do supply the Allen key because obviously you've got to get in there and wire up all your switches to your pumps and lights and all your accessories. So we'll quickly crack open the control hub and we'll go from there. I always like to have a little tub handy for all my parts so I don't lose all my screws. As you can see there, we've got our little washer and our stainless screws there, so make sure we don't lose those. Now before I get started, generally you might just need a couple of, it depends on the fasteners you want to use. Wood screws, on some of the heavy stuff I'm going to use these little nuts and bolts with some Nylox on the end. Probably need a couple of washers. I've got some P-clips that I'm going to put the wiring and everything at the end. You'll need a drill. I like to pre-drill the holes before I screw them into wood, a couple of drills. So obviously this is going to be different for every single person because it's so universal, but this is just to give you an idea. So what we're going to do is crack the lid off the back of the control hub. And in the corners you can actually see, we actually have the holes pre-drilled for you, ready to go. So what we'll do is we'll mount the control hub so it's in a fixed position and then we'll start to run our wiring through. So let's get started. We'll mark our holes for the control hub. Now I'm just using a square just to get it nice and even. There's nothing wrong with eyeballing it either. We'll pull the lid off. I've got a marking pen. And I'm just going to mark out my holes in the back of the control hub. And we'll remove the control hub and pre-drill our holes. Got some stainless steel screws here, so let's quickly all right, let's screw the control hub down right now. I like to use a screwdriver rather than use a drill to actually screw them in, at least you get a better feel for it, but it's up to you how you want to do it. So let's go, we'll actually permanently screw the control hub down to the backing board. Now, quick suggestion too, don't screw them all down completely yet. Put all your screws in together and just do your final little realign and make sure everything's sitting nice and straight. Okay, so I've put my screws in there. Now I'm just going to make sure that finally move it to where I want it to be, make sure it's perfectly straight, and then I'm actually going to fully screw the control hub down now. Okay, so our control hub is now permanently mounted down onto the backing board, and we'll start off and we'll do a couple of the wiring to run from the control hub to the UltraSlim battery. Okay, so first up, I'm going to use our inverter cable that's available separately on the website, and that's what I'm going to plug into the battery, into the UltraSlim, and then I'm going to put this into the control hub itself to power up the whole system. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark where I've got the control hub and roughly where I'm going to have the wire. I'm going to actually cut some of the conduit off before I run it inside itself. So I'm just going to make a bit of a mark there, I reckon about there. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly undo that again. And I'm going to remove the conduit off the unit itself and then cut it up. All right, so all I'm going to do is cut my conduit. Now I've got it removed. Just use a Stanley knife. It is nice and easy to cut, just on that one little rib there. There we go. So I'm going to keep that and keep the rest of the conduit. You might need it for a little bit later on. So the beauty of the control hub, it does have bungs on both sides and the bottom of the unit itself. So I'm just going to get my Stanley knife and I'm going through the side entry here and we'll just quickly cut where the grommet is. All right, so let's run the wiring through the grommet of the bung and wrap it around the inner side of the case, and then we're going to join the two terminals up to the control hub. So let's just quickly run that through now. Okay, so we've run it through the casing and now I'm just going to join the main terminals up. So just remember, you've got your, as you can see here, you've got your two posts. You can use any of these posts here, and I like to undo the negative first, undo that one there and put it on last. Even though we don't have the battery connected, just keep that in mind. Then remove your positive nut and washer off. Now I am going to put the positive on first and screw that on, put the washer down and then the nut on top of that. And then we'll put the negative terminal on, put the lock washer on and put the nut on, and there we go, we're all ready to put back together again. Okay, so we've wired up through the control hub, ready to attach to the battery. Now's the perfect time with the control hub, with all your switches here, whether it's going to run lights or water pumps and car stereos, you name it. Now would be the time to run all your extra wiring. And as you can see, you've just got your terminals here on the positive side that you've just got to run your power to supply all the devices. So now would be the time to run them through, whether you want to go through the side or through the other side. Okay, so now we've done everything we need to get it done inside the control hub. I'm just going to mount the control hub panel back down using the Allen key once again and your little screws. Once again, remember, don't forget your little rubber washers too that go on the surface. So when you're putting these screws in, like I always say, don't tighten them up until they're all in there and we're ready to actually do the final tighten up. So just start them all. Okay, so I've got all my screws in, nothing had to be forced, it's all screwed down nice and easy. The panel's on, I'm going to do the final tighten up now. Now what I'd prefer to do is do from corner to corner, so let's start off in this corner, move over the next one, and the final tighten up. Now remember, it's just a nice wrist tightness with this, you don't need a big breaker bar or anything like that on there. Just make sure she's all nice and tight. And keep your Allen key handy for later use. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is permanently mount the UltraSlim battery. Just make sure you do your final check and make sure you do have enough. I just like to leave enough room so I know I can remove my plugs in and out when I need to. So just to double check, yep, I'm happy with that. I'm going to get my marker pen. I'm just going to make sure I'm straight again with where I want to be. And I'm going to mark up where the UltraSlim is going to be bolted down to. All right, I'm going to remove the UltraSlim. I'm going to pre-drill the holes now and put the UltraSlim back now. Even though the UltraSlim's a measly 16.5 kgs, which is bugger all, I still want to actually make sure she's fastened in there right. So rather than use screws, I'm going to use these 6mm bolts with locking nuts and a couple of washers. You can do as you please, but with full driving and stuff and bouncing around the beach and everything like that, I do want it to be locked down nice and securely. So let's go ahead, we'll pre-drill the holes and then we'll bolt it down for good. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'd like to use a washer on the inside of these just to help that little bit more. I'm just going to sit them in there, push them through. And it really helps if you do use stainless steel hardware as well, especially if you're going to do a heap of beach drive and everything like camping like that, it keeps everything rust free. All right, so I've pushed my bolts through. I'm just going to clear everything off the board now and just tighten up the fasteners from the other side. Alrighty, so I'm just going to grab my washers, put my washers at the very back here. We'll just give them a final tighten up while we're here. There we go, all done. Okay, so we've got our UltraSlim bolted down to the backing board. Now I reckon we attack the inverter next. So once again, I've got my rough spacing where I want things to be. So what I'm going to use the inverter cable, which is you can buy separately off our website. So I'm going to use that to go into the UltraSlim and to the inverter. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead, we'll get it all ready, mark it all out, and start to bolt it down. And before you hook the inverter off, just make sure it is in the switched off position. Then I'm going to run my cable. I'm going to use a little bit of cable management, and we'll connect up the Anderson plug, and then we'll move on. Don't have any P-clamps. I'm going to show you a quick trick using just cable ties that you may have to be able to tidy up all your wiring. So all you're going to need is obviously your wiring, a couple of screws, some cable ties, a drill, and a screwdriver. So let's get a crack at it, and I'll show you what to do. So P-clamps are coming really handy to tidy up all your wiring. Obviously you can bolt them down and they'll stay where they are, but we don't always have these P-clamps. But most of us do have cable ties. So I'm going to show you this small trick. So what I do is I lay my cable out and where I want it to be. Now, just imagine where it's going to be tightened up about here. So I'm going to put a mark there. All you need to get is your drill. Drill a small hole through your cable tie, like that. Grab your screw, start your screw off. Obviously the thicker the cable tie, the easier it is, but this is all I got, these thin ones. And then we're going to put our cable on there like that. And look at that, we've made our own clamp. How cool is that? Not going to move. Alrighty, so my inverter's bolted down. I've used my little trick with securing the cable down. Let's give her a quick test. Turn her on. You ripper, away we go. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll mark up where everything else is going to go now. I'm going to do the remote display screen. So what I just want to do is plug a couple of things in. So I've decided, because cables are probably going to be coming there and down through there, I'm going to mount my unit up there. So I'm just going to mark this one down. Alrighty, I'll pre-drill those holes and we'll start screwing those down. Okay, so I've bolted my mini power box down. Now with the cable, I'm just going to run it nice and neatly up the back. I'll run it along the very edge here. I'm just going to tuck it under my wiring. And I'm going to use one of the first of the inputs and the outputs. And although I'm going to be using that one up, obviously having the mini power box, I've now expanded that to 2 extra Anderson plugs. And then we've got our cigarette lighter sockets and all our USBs to use. So it's going to work out great. That's going to be nice and neat. It's not going to get in the way of that. Okay, so I've got the charger all screwed down as well. So what I've got from the hardware store as well, I've just got a piece of Velcro, and the reason I'm going to do that is when my charger's not in use, I don't want the cable hanging out everywhere. I'm in the back of the D-Max, so all I'm going to do is sort of the same thing I did with my little cable tie trick, but I'm just going to put my little zip tie in there and drill a little hole through it. Get another screw. When my Velcro is nice and secure, when not in use, I'll just bring my little cable around, just whip it up, do this, sit that there like that, wrap that over. There we go. The cable's going to be out of my way while I'm doing all my cruising around, and when I get home or go near power, I can quickly just undo my little Velcro, get my plug and plug her into the power point at home, and away we go. Okay, so once again, I'm going to get my cable. I'm going to put that up through along here. I'm tucking under my other wiring. Bring it all the way up and along, out of the way. And then I'm going to put my AC charger into the other input-output on the unit. Work out roughly where all my cable is going to go. Use some P-clamps, use a couple more cable ties, and we'll get everything all nice and neat and tidy for you. Okay, so we're ready to rock and roll. It's ready to go into the D-Max. The only thing we've got left to do is obviously the car alternator input. So if you check out the link below, it'll show you a video of how to set that up from your start battery. We've also got our solar input, so the solar input from your solar panels ready to rock and roll to suit the DCDC charger. There's the KickAss 105 amp hour UltraSlim, the whole KickAss ecosystem here. We've got our control hub, inverter, display panel, we've got our mini power box, we've got our AC charger, we're ready to rock and roll. Can't wait to do the next video where it all gets installed into the D-Max. You ripper.